Welcome to Nehru Place in Delhi. Possibly the most vibrant and virulent metaphor of India's IT revolution. A hectic hub of free-flowing electronic gadgets and software hawked with the aggression of a vegetable vendor. The market here showcases how information technology has transformed us from the inside. Thoughtless consumerism backed by multi-billion-dollar ad spends have created artificial needs that have altered the way we think. It is normal now to keep changing gadgets even if they are in perfect working condition, just to be up to date with latest style trends. It is normal now to keep upgrading even if we don't need it, just because it is cool to do so. However, there is a flip side to this lifestyle shift. Much of the new gadgets here are soon going to become e-waste. This e-waste will then be separated, sorted, parts will be sold and discarded, most of it in disorganized and uncharted sweatshops. Welcome to the murky world of a lawless, remorseless business of profit that leads to immense environmental and human hazard. Electronic waste or e-waste is an emerging threat to the entire world. The problem is more acute in nations like India, the second largest e-waste generator in Asia. 1.7 million tons of electronic waste get generated here annually. More than 90% of this e-waste ends up in the informal sector for recycling and disposal.
इलेक्ट्रिक का सामान जब भी खराब हो जाता है तो मैं उसे कबाड़ी में बेच देता हूँ।
कबाड़ी को दे दिया, स्क्रैप में बेचना पड़ता है कबाड़ी को
बेच देते हैं।
कबाड़ी वाले लेके चले जाते हैं।
I may sell it off to the kabadi wala. Sell it for as a scrap to somebody.
There is no respite in sight. In India, by the year 2020, computer waste is set to increase by 500% and e-waste from mobile phones will be an astounding 18 times higher. 70% of e-waste in India is from the commercial sector, both public and private. Although individual households currently account for just 15% of the e-waste, consumption of electronic and electrical gadgets has gone up exponentially in the last few years, making them a substantial e-waste generator for the coming time. As if India's own e-waste wasn't enough, a mind-boggling amount of e-waste also arrives here through ships every year. They are usually imported from developed nations who cannot dispose them of cheaply in their own countries due to stringent environmental norms. In India, costs of e-waste recycling are much lower and law enforcement is weak, and hence the country has become a dumping destination. From shipyards, they are transported to the nation's dry ports. Local dealers make bids on the containers. The material is sorted and reaches various recyclers, mostly from the informal sectors. Delhi, besides being India's capital, also has the dubious distinction of being the nation's leading informal e-waste processing center. The Selampur market on the northeastern fringe of Delhi is the nation's largest electronics dismantling market. While places like Selampur, Shastri Park, Turkman Gate, Mozpur and Mustafabad specializes in processing e-waste, eastern parts of Delhi like Mandoli and Loni are the epicenters of metalwork recovery. Some of these works have also spread to satellite towns like Muradabad, Muzaffarnagar and Meerut. The processes involved are replete with hazards. For instance, for circuit board recycling, one has to first remove the chips, condensers and capacitors by using blowtorch. After this, the leftover boards are put to open fires to retrieve the metal solder and copper. Alternatively, metals are also extracted by soaking the circuit boards in open acid bath. E-waste contains many toxic substances and creates serious pollution upon disposal. Cadmium and lead in the circuit boards, lead oxide and cadmium in monitor cathode ray tubes, mercury in switches and flat screen monitors, cadmium in computer batteries, polychlorinated biphenyls in older capacitors and transformers, and brominated flame retardants on printed circuit boards, plastic casings, cables, and PVC cable insulations. A list that just goes on and on and on. मैंने प्यार तुम्हीं से किया है, मैंने 19-year-old Salman stays with his family in Selampur. Like most of his neighbors, his family migrated from the rural interiors of the nation. These are people who are in lookout for easy jobs that do not require special skills. Salman did not have to try too hard to get a job as an e-waste dismantler. It is a vocation that does not ask for much know-how or training. The workshop where he works specializes in circuit board processing. Dismantling and rummaging through discarded electronic goods, Salman and hundreds of others like him look for precious metals and other valuables. They are a part of a huge industry thriving in the underbelly of India's urban centers, the informal e-waste recycling industry. While shooting this film, we also spotted many children, some of them just 10 years old, working in these small one-room workshops, all working in so-called factories with pathetic working conditions.
ये तो बच्चे कोई नहीं है फिलहाल तो काम करने वाले ऐसे कोई सब बड़े ही हैं पढ़ने के लिए तो कोई नहीं गया ऐसा अब पढ़ेंगे तो खाएंगे कहाँ से
The workers in this informal sector work with no protective gear whatsoever. They treat all the waste manually, breaking, sorting, or gassing. They are naturally highly exposed to the chemicals present in the gadgets, and these harmful chemicals easily enter their bodies. These processes release a wide variety of heavy metals into the air, soil, and water. This includes lead, cadmium, and mercury. Their toxic impacts on the human body are irreversible.
Some chemicals like cadmium and lead, they not only cause irritation but they also get into the body through lungs and then they get distributed throughout the body. Lead, for example, will reach children's brain and will affect their intelligence, mental development, intellectual development, will also cause anemia, and cadmium causes kidney damage.
Unknowingly, Salman has become one of its many victims. Of late, he has started feeling dizzy and weak, but he doesn't know why.
पता नहीं अचानक से होती है एक तो
घर वाले कहते हैं नज़र जल्दी लग जाती है, फिर दोस्त यार बाहर वाले टोकते रहते हैं मुझे, तो तबीयत ख़राब हो जाती है। मेरी उम्र 19 साल की है और 19 साल में मुझे तकलीफ़ हो गई, हार्ट बीट बढ़ जाती है मेरी, घबराहट होती है, ब्लड प्रेशर तेज़ हो जाता है। ये है जब दिल की धड़कन बढ़ती है ना, मुझसे खड़ा नहीं हो जाता।
Most e-waste recycling workers are illiterate and desperate for employment. Their choice is clear: either die of hunger or of metal poisoning. They know this is the only way they can earn their living for themselves and their families, hence they are not worried about the chemicals or their health. A pervasive lack of awareness compounds the problem. Let us ask ourselves, are we even aware of the fate of the mobile phone we just discarded to buy a new touch phone or a new laptop? Are you aware of what happens to your phone after you discard it?
जब आप कबाड़ी वाला को फ़ोन देते हो तो आपको पता है उसके साथ क्या करता है?
नहीं जी, बनाने वाले को पता होता है जी, या कबाड़ी को पता होगा कहाँ जाता है वो, हमारे को इस बारे में नहीं पता।
मैम उसके जो पार्ट सही होते होंगे वो उसे आगे कंपनी में दे देते होंगे, उसका रिसाइकलिंग होता होगा, वो नए मोबाइल में लग के आते होंगे।
मुझे नहीं मालूम क्या करता है वो, मैं तो बस डाल के आ जा कबाड़ी को दे देता हूँ। ये तो जो बनाते हैं उनको मालूम होगा किससे क्या थ्रेट है और क्या हेल्थ हैजर्ड्स हैं, मेरे को नहीं मालूम।
नहीं, अवेयर तो नहीं हूँ मैं इस बारे में, क्या करते होंगे कबाड़ी वाले इस का।
No, and why should I care about what he does? I'm just selling it off to him, that's it.
We do not know that we are creating a problem for ourselves, more so because nobody tells us about it. Regular campaigns on e-waste management are the need of the hour.
I don't have any campaign on e-waste. It is the first time I have heard this thing.
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ मैंने कभी नहीं देखा।
I have heard of the wastage, basically wastage regarding mobile phones, like the older one Nokia phones which are not in use right now, so people throw it away, and there should be a way of recycling those, using those phones again and again.
No, I've not seen any advertisement on Facebook also, any write-ups on electronic waste at all.
No, I don't think so. I have seen anything on electronic waste.
I haven't seen any campaign on electronic waste as yet, and I'd be glad if there's something that we can join and be more aware about. It'll be great. I have no clue.
Yeah, maybe Nokia, outlets specifically in Southex. So I have seen there was a box wherein we can just put our and there was something advertisement or a campaign wherein you will get some refund or money or something like that.
नहीं, मैंने नहीं देखा है।
No. I didn't see any electronics waste campaigns before.
In 2011, India issued rules on e-waste management which came into effect from 2012, mentioning the responsibilities and prescribing the duties to be performed by the producer, collection centers, consumers, dismantlers and recyclers. How many of these are being followed is a separate question altogether.
If you read the law says very clearly that the producers and the government, the state and the municipalities are meant to create awareness, but they're not doing it. It's a question you should ask them, why aren't they doing it? We've just recently finished a report on the performance of state pollution boards and the industry, and it's a dismal performance. They have almost no implementation of the law.
Consumers are reluctant to recycle their expensive gadgets without any compensation, and this aggravates the problem. The issues of e-waste and e-waste workers are the last on anyone's priority.
How many people in India would like to just drop their cell phone, in a drop box, for which they have spent a good 8-10,000 rupees without getting anything in return?
कौन कंज्यूमर नहीं एक्सपेक्ट करता कि मेरे को जो चीज़ मेरी खराब हुई है उसके बदले में कुछ ना कुछ मेरे को मिले.
The ragpickers, if I give my phone, they will give me money based on the weight. I'm not asking for money from these companies, but they could do with giving these people certain certificates which say that these particular products are recycled properly?
Because I don't see any point in that. I mean, I'm not getting benefited by it. Probably if they're issuing some coupon or something so that from the next purchase I get certain discount or something, or some accessories as a gift with the next purchase from the same company, I'll be more happy in that.
The amount of money spent on research and development of electronic goods is phenomenal. Manufacturers use top-of-the-line facilities with the best brains working for them to make their products more consumer-friendly. They invest on fancy retail outlets and undertake large ad spends to boost sales. Yet, when it comes to the question of recycling, they do almost nothing.
All the companies who manufacture and sell here are the same companies. They're all global giants who do it in Europe, US, China, Japan, everywhere. And they follow the rules everywhere. Why don't they follow it here? In Europe, they can't survive if they don't follow the rules. They have some fantastic systems in Europe. So why do the same companies have the systems there and not here? Because we're willing to take nonsense from them. It's a complete case of double standards. It's not like they don't know what to do. They know what to do for decades. They know exactly what to do. They know the costing. They know how to set it up. They know it better than anybody else. They've done it everywhere in the world. But we are willing to tolerate all this nonsense.
Recycling of e-waste is a multi-million rupee industry. There is big money in the industry, but when it comes to health, safety and environment issue, nobody seems to care. And yes, if the e-product manufacturers and the informal e-waste industry can so blatantly violate law and order in India's capital region, we shudder to think what would be happening in smaller cities.
मेरे मालिक 50-60 लाख रुपए कमाते हैं। रोज़ माल बेचते हैं वो 50,000 का, 1 लाख का ऐसे रोज़ हिसाब होता है। तो इसमें महंगे आइटम निकलते हैं, गोल्ड की कनेक्टर निकलते हैं, चिपें निकलती हैं और सोल्डर है। ये महंगे आइटम ही बिकते हैं।
And that was just about one unit. There are hundreds of others, and the informal business shows no signs of slowing down.
MCD वाले आते हैं, मालिक को बुलाते हैं, बात करते हैं उससे, नाम हम साइन वाइन करवाता है और पैसे लेते हैं चले जाते हैं।
Yes, there are official guidelines, but concerned authorities are often found clueless or evasive. Recycling, however, is an important solution, especially if we consider that e-waste contains many valuable and rare materials. This has promoted recyclers in the formal sector that follow safety rules, but they are facing stiff competition from the unorganized sectors. Even people who have shifted from the informal to the formal sector are reconsidering their decision. Due to proper implementation of the rules, their profits have come down.
अभी फॉर्मलाइज जब से काम करा है तो हम तो कुछ कमा पा नहीं रहे हैं, बल्कि अपने जेब से या उधार लेके ही अपना घर चला रहे हैं।
फॉर्मल सेक्टर तो बढ़ेगा कैसे? फॉर्मल सेक्टर तो केवल आज कागजों में रह गया है। जब तक गवर्नमेंट कोई पैरामीटर तय नहीं करेगी, अपनी इन्फोर्समेंट टीम नहीं बनाएगी, जब तक इनके ऊपर इन्फोर्स होगा नहीं, जब तक ये इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा और ऐसे ही पनपता रहेगा।
The formal licensed recyclers have many reasons to be unhappy. E-waste that should reach them is reaching the informal sector, and even within the formal sector, there are no streamlined systems.
फॉर्मल सेक्टर पे भी चेक नहीं है, कहीं क्रॉस चेकिंग नहीं है। अगर मैं किसी गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट से भी कोई सामान ले आता हूँ तो कहीं क्रॉस चेकिंग नहीं है कि भाई मैं सामान लाया और वो सामान मैंने क्या करा। हम फॉर्मल सेक्टर में हैं आज की डेट में, लेकिन आज तक हमसे ना डीपीसीसी ने पूछा, किसी ने नहीं पूछा। अगर हम कहीं से सामान लाए हैं तो हमसे भी नहीं पूछा गया कि आपने उस सामान का क्या करा। तो जब हमसे नहीं पूछा जा रहा तो बड़ी मछलियाँ उनसे कौन पूछ रहा है?
It has been almost 18 months since Salman has been working in the e-waste factory. His heartbeats are getting even more irregular. He feels even weaker. But like any other teenager, he has been dismissing it. When we forced him to go to a doctor, he realized how he has been gambling with his life every day at the factory.
मुझसे वजन नहीं उठता था और ये बोर्ड नहीं भरा जाता था हाथों से, हाथ छिल जाते थे सारे और जलता था, दर्द होता जलते पे और धुएं से मिर्चें लगती थी आँखों में। तो मतलब परेशानी होती है धुएं से, सीने में सांस नहीं आती, मगर कुछ पता नहीं है कब बीमार पड़े हैं। धुएं को कुछ पता नहीं, तो अंदर धुआं जाता है ना, इसका केमिकल होता है धुएं में, ये अंदर बेकार कर देता है अंदर।
India's enormous growth potential in electronics has attracted many global manufacturing giants, but under the glitter of their surface lies a shocking story of gross negligence and opportunism. We did try to talk to a number of big league electronic manufacturers, but they did not respond. On the contrary, we found that most manufacturers have not taken any effective measures to raise public awareness. Even basic concepts like that of a recycle bin are unheard of in their brand shops and retail outlets.
Do you have an e-waste bin in your store?
No, we don't have.
Hi, do you have an e-waste bin?
No. No, ma'am.
A mobile recycling bin? You're conscious about it?
नहीं मुझे पता नहीं e-waste bill yeah we have a e-waste bill
Not mail, bin.
bill yeah we all
Like a dustbin.
dustbin yeah
Recycling mobile phones.
no we don't have no
No.
No.
We are not basically into hardware. We are only into kind of CDM handsets. No, we don't think about that so much.
e-waste bill
E-waste bill?
Yes, for recycling old mobile phones.
Yeah, you have it.
No, I can't answer you each and everything because we are not actually authorized to. I'm sorry, ma'am. वो नहीं हो पाएगा because हमें authority नहीं है.
The electronics market in India jumped from 11.5 billion US dollars in 2004 to 32 billion US dollars in 2009, making it one of the fastest growing electronics market worldwide. Besides, India's large and growing middle class of 320 to 340 million people have a huge disposable income to buy consumer goods. Goes without saying that electronic consumerism is here, not just to stay but to rule. Unfortunately, the same seems to be true for e-waste as well.
The kind of the understanding of what e-waste is and what kind of a problem it can pose to us in the next coming 20 years, people are not able to foresee it.
We have the choice of ignoring the clear and present danger of electronic and electrical waste until it becomes unmanageable and turns into a catastrophe. Or we can start processes to reverse this tide, at least start building awareness and public opinion. For Salman, his choices are limited. He has to continue working at the factory. Too much depends on the money he brings home to his family. But yes, like any other human, he wants to continue living. So he's saving up to return to his original family vocation, that of a tailor. There are thousands of workers like Salman still working in hundreds of ramshackle informal e-waste recycling units across the nation. These so-called factories are pushing them towards a painful, slow, and inevitable death. These units are the only means of livelihood to thousands of workers, mostly young. They do need to earn to survive, but why do they have to do it under life-threatening conditions? Why can't e-waste recycling happen by strictly enforcing the rules, with better working conditions for the workers? Why can't consumers try and become a part of the solution? They can create pressure on manufacturers to come up with proper recycling measures. They can force the government to strictly enforce the rules. Why can't the brands that spend millions on promoting their products think about managing e-waste and set up systems for consumers? The question is, do they at all care? Do you really care? Right now, in a neighborhood not far from here, countless lives are being silently snuffed away. Maybe they are getting breathless by the toxic fumes of a laptop or a mobile phone that you have discarded. Does anyone care for them? And all of us are also getting poisoned by the air, soil, and water, which is polluted by the toxins released. People come cheap in India, and this is just slow poisoning. That does not make headline news.